You listen to the B-side of Real Talk All Sport. Nathan Blake. It's got a little bit of a shorter segment that we do compared to the main pod that we do.
Yeah. What you got for me?
So, well, this is something that we were discussing before. And this is the real talk element of what we do.
Yeah.
And it's important that we discuss stuff that goes on in the sporting world, because some good stuff comes up and then some stuff which actually needs to be addressed is important. So I was looking across social media and then there's something I came across and it was a comment that Jamie Carragher made about the Africa Cup of Nations. And what have you made of that? Because you watch the comment and you see Micah Richards and Daniel Sturridge as well.
Yeah.
And there's an element of shock there of what's been said.
Yeah.
How do you feel when seeing what happens?
Listen, I look at it like it's so sort of ignorant and disrespectful. So my first question would be when it was the sort of the afterwards, as if Mickey Mouse, right? And then I look and go, well, you've got, in 2021, you had two players who were fighting for the player of the tournament, the AFCON, and they both got to the final.
Mane and Salah.
Yeah. And
for Senegal and Egypt.
Yes, and Mane wins it, right? So regardless, let's come back to England, right? Or Wales or Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and where we adopt the attitude as players that the biggest honor bestowed on you is playing for your country. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
In that statement or that little segment that I saw, I'm like, that is a major problem with the game, right? That sort of attitude towards, don't forget, these we're talking about African players and African Cup of Nations. 99.9% of black peoples originate from that continent, by the way. So whether you're talking America, South America, you won't see in Argentina or Uruguay, but Panama, Paraguay, and then England, Wales, right?
Yeah.
France, Belgium, Holland. You look at the amount of black players we're talking about, right? It's okay saying just the African players, right? But you look at, does Mbappe sound French? Yeah?
Yeah.
Thierry Henry, Vieira, Patrick Vieira, you know, because these players...
Well, the French football team has a massive history of having talent from there.
It goes back to colonialism, right? So to have this sort of, such a brush away attitude, right? It really, like, not many things on TV wind me up because I see it for what it is, but that really got me. It was like someone really smashing in the solar plexus. I just thought, how can you be in the level you're at and have such a disrespectful view of African football and African players? You know, that continent, without that continent, whether it's people, gold, fruit, flowers, animals, you name it, coffees, without the minerals, diamonds, nickel, tin, you name it, without that continent, just think where the world would be. Just for a moment. Take away, put all the Africa's gold that's around the world and put it back in Africa. Do you think they struggle for pitches? Do you think they struggle for finance? Take their oil and put it back in Africa. Do you think they struggle for food, grain, crop? Do you understand what I'm saying? So to look at it and be so, and it wasn't just what he said, it was the little afterwards. That's what really I thought. I was like, that's a punch in the gut. There's gonna be that's gonna create a stir, right? So, like I said, real talk is real talk.
Yeah.
And it's no good. I'm not one of these who's going to have a slanging match on social media. I don't do it for a start. I'm not saying it to get hits or views. I just seen that and thought, sometimes I've always been the one who calls things out, especially when it comes to my race, right? Don't disrespect my race. Don't disrespect my culture. I had an incident recently where a kid is like shouting the N-word. And then when I'm reporting it, the person's saying to me, oh, well, did he say it to you? And I was like, listen, and you've got to understand that you don't have to direct a remark at me to insult that black person and that black person and that black person over there. So, like I say, a lack of understanding and these slogans and things we have out there, you know, kick racism out and da-da-da-da-da. I always say they're a waste of time, because if you really want to know and understand why that's so offensive, read your history. Read history, right? And then it'll go to some way of making you understand why that is so disrespectful and why it's got so many black people up in arms. Because I got peeps like from different parts of the country, whether it's Manchester, London, Northern Ireland, who are looking at that and going, wow, wow. So I just wanted to put that on record, because I thought it was, if playing for England is like the biggest thing, playing for Wales is the biggest thing, why would you then sort of, you know, Mo Salah is one of the greatest players we've ever seen in the Premier League. That is nothing to do with, do you know what I mean? Like, so him playing for Egypt shouldn't be like AFCON, like, it's like saying the European Cup is, or CONCACAF is like, what's that mean?
You look at the Cup of Nations, it is really competitive. You look at the winners over the past few years, it's never the same.
Well, look at the athletes that come out of there. You know, it doesn't matter Senegal, Ivory Coast, Mali, it doesn't matter who it is. You know, the amount of footballers, and great world-class footballers that have come out of Africa, the fact that they've got their own competition. Listen, I just thought it was just, like I said, a lack of understanding of culture. And maybe if you've got a lack of understanding of culture, maybe before you speak, you should understand culture more, not just your own. Yeah? Not just your own. We'd all be better if we understood other people's cultures. So, yeah, I just thought that was disrespectful in a hurtful way. What I would say, well, you can put this in, what I'd say is, like, it's something coming, right?
You wait for Dan Matheson's Hall of Fame day. I've got some AFCON legends locked away in here.
There are. I mean, I've seen Rio Ferdinand on a podcast mentioning some of the names, and you can go on forever. And I'm like, those players are not, that's what I'm saying. It's not just players who play for their country, whatever their country is in Africa. It's also those players who play for, like I said, your Belgiums, your France, you know, England. I think I've seen England field 8 or 9 black players last year, 2 years ago. Like most of those players, even if they originate from the Caribbean, like myself, is back to Africa. You know what I mean? So, you know, a bit more respect, I think, and a bit more understanding is needed. And that's not me popping. That's me saying to you, educate yourself. You know, it's all these things, we got to teach, we got to educate. No. You're an educated person. You can read. Right? So read, understand.
Cool. Thanks for that, Nate.
I appreciate it. Me, mate. It's just, it's just, like I said, it's just, I'm saying it as a way of helping. Yeah. And you can take that help however you want. You can take it. I'm not dissing. I'm not attacking. You take it how you want. But if you want to fire back, that tells me all I need to know. You don't understand. You don't even accept that what you're saying is disrespectful.
Yeah. And I think when you say about educating as well, like from my experience here as well, is if there is a question I have, I ask you.
Absolutely.
And there's no shame in me being like, Nathan, like, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
Can you explain it to me? And it could,
so it'd be like me saying, like, I don't understand why some people don't have a natural rhythm. Because they say black people have a natural sort of rhythm, right? Yeah. Like, understand, like, what is it? What is it you don't hear?
But no, I totally get you.
So you can ask questions, absolutely.
Yeah. Because in the time of knowing you, it's been taught, and there's a way you do it. It could be through talking about music. It could be talking about culture. It could be talking about food. It could be talking about sport. Like
I know now you love West Indian food, right?
Oh, I love it. And like, even when you taught me about Hennessy whiskey as well.
Brandy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I can't take whiskey, bro. I can't take whiskey. I can't take whiskey.
But when you taught me about Hennessy, obviously I'm still learning.
And the history.
And the history of it is amazing in terms of like how much history there is and how much there is to learn of it. And it's just from asking those questions.
Yeah, and it like at the back of my head, there's thousands and thousands of pieces that you get taught by your grandparents and then your uncles, your brothers, your mum, your dad, your friends, my best friend's mum, and things like that over the years growing up, stuff you watch on TV. You know, I remember Channel 4 was revolutionary for black people back in the 80s, you know. So there's so much culture. And you could go all the way back to you go back to King James Bible, you go pre that. You know, you can go way pre that. So, you know, you can read it if you want and understand it, or you can not. But what I'd say is the more you're around black culture, the more you learn off each other, right? And the more you understand each other. You know what I mean? So I would say, I found that was hard to swallow, man. Yeah. You know, at the level of punditry he's at.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's why Micah and Daniel were like, oh, come on, bro, don't disrespect like that.
Yeah. You could see.
Can't do that, right?
You could see.
Yeah, that's so disrespectful. And like I said, it was the little afterwards that got me on top of everything else.
Hall of Fame?
Dav Matheson's Hall of Fame. Let's lighten the mood.
It'll be world famous soon. Dav Matheson Hall of Fame. So this player, I don't think you'll know from just trying to guess. Do you want me to just go straight into it?
No,
or you can try and guess. Okay.
Try and guess.
Right. So this is a legend. A legend from Wigan. Wigan Athletic.
Okay. A footballer.
Footballer, indeed. No, we're not dipping into Dav Matheson's Rugby League Hall of Fame. Yeah, okay. We're going straight for Billy Boston.
Okay. Give me a better clue than last time, because your last clue was
born in Carlisle.
He was born in Carlisle. Yeah.
So the clue for him here would be that he scored, and this doesn't sound very Hall of Famey, he scored 3 goals in his Wigan career.
Oh, so he's probably a defender.
Defender, yeah.
Wigan, mid-2000s when they were in the Premier League. And all that.
Absolutely. In that time.
Defender. I ain't going to mug myself off.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's a tricky one.
I'm not even going to give you, because you're just going to laugh at me, right? And go, right, how was that? Where have you got that from?
So he was born, do you want the country he was born in?
Go on then.
He was born in Honduras.
Oh, was he a left back?
He was indeed a left back.
Oh, what's his name?
I'm a big fan.
I'm not going to get it.
I always am. Maynor Figueroa.
Yeah. Scored a worldie, didn't he?
Absolutely, and that's why he's going into the Dav Matheson Hall of Fame.
Okay. Didn't he score ridiculous from like far out?
Yeah. So it was in his own
halfway
half.
line?
Yeah.
I remember the goal. I remember just inside his own half. Yeah, he was. Because I think it's the longest measured goal as well.
I'll have to have a look at that at some point. But
because there's Rooney's and Beckhams and things like that.
Yeah.
There was one the other day in the FA Cup.
It was from a free kick as well.
Wow.
This one, it was fantastic. Proper old school
I'm
Wigan
gonna have
when
a
they
look
were
at that.
when they were when they had the JJB logo. Good kits then.
Yeah, yeah.
So Maynor Figueroa, born in Honduras, in a city with the population, and this is actually a really interesting story because a population of 33,000 people. So that's a little bit more than the population of like Pontypridd.
Yeah.
Or
the population of England, that is.
Or, is that England?
I think it's 20,000. Well, it used to be in the 80s, 20-odd thousand.
So it's probably more than that as well.
Like,
so it's a little bit more than Pontypridd in Wales or Pontefract in West Yorkshire. So they're around about 33,000 there. So started off his career at a team called CD Victoria. Then moved. I love it. In the North Honduras.
Yeah.
And then moved to the biggest club in Honduras, which was called CD Olympia. They played in the National Stadium of Honduras.
Okay.
And so he became the captain of there, got loads and loads of interest from the MLS when he was a youngster.
Good scouting, by the way. We talk about scouting.
This is where I'm getting to.
Okay. Sorry.
Don't you worry.
Sorry.
So loads of interest from the MLS, but nothing could ever be arranged. So either the fees for the club wouldn't be agreed, or the fees,
because they got weird rules in the MLS as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit different to ours, and so either fees with Maynor or fees with the club didn't ever match, so it just never happened, and didn't work out. Then in 2007, Maynor was loaned from CD Olympia to Wigan Athletic for a loan with an option to buy. This is the scout. Who was that scout who spots a left back from Honduras in CD Olympia and thinks
he can play Premier League for us?
Play in Prem.
Yeah. And did you say they loaned him first? So try before you buy, effectively.
This is literally, and it made me think, why don't people do this more? It's a try before you buy. It's a bigger club loaning out from a smaller club with an option to buy, which you don't see here. If it's a loan, it's usually a smaller club from a bigger club getting a prospect, or your other option really is going to be something like
from abroad, coming in,
or maybe if you've been relegated and you can't afford the fees, or something like an Anthony happens where it's just not working out, or Rashford. Never does someone. Why don't they just like a Real Madrid? I
doubt they allow it in European football. It's probably because it's Honduras, because if you try before you buy and you like the product, you're going to give us X amount of million, is probably the club in Honduras are going worth the risk because we know he's a good player.
And worth the money as well.
Yeah, and if we're going to have spotted him, someone's clearly had their eye on him.
Yeah.
So thinks that he's good enough to come over. So as long as he goes over and does decent, then we're going to buy him and everyone's a winner.
Which is what they did. They bought Maynor Figueroa for £500,000.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Or as I like to say, 5 Jaskalainens.
Yeah.
He scored 3 goals after signing for Wigan, which doesn't sound very impressive. One was a header in a last-minute goal against Tottenham. Really good one from a corner, considering he's like 5'11".
Proper dived into this kid. Right?
I love it. I was always a big fan. He's 5'11".
You do like your South American football, man, don't you?
I do like my South American football.
I'm spending time over there.
Yeah,
you spent time over there.
I did.
You wouldn't know it.
That's why they're not doing as well as they did about 10 years ago. Because I went there, and they're probably just thinking, "Oh, we just love corners now." So then Maynor cemented himself in the Premier League.
Yeah, he was a good player actually. He stayed in the Premier League for about 7 seasons.
Yeah, well, he was there for a long time actually with Wigan, but he cemented himself in history for this goal on the 12th of December 2009 against Stoke, which arguably is quite a Stokey goal at the time to have scored because it was from a set piece. Scott Sinclair got fouled by Robert Huth.
Scott Sinclair,
on the halfway line.
Yeah.
Rory Delap, who we talked about being a fantastic midfielder.
Yeah, not just long throw.
Tips the ball away, just hits it away past the halfway line, just to give it a little bit of distance.
Yeah.
And in that moment, Maynor Figueroa sees goalkeeper Thomas Sorensen off his line
and pings it.
And just pings it, but it's not crazy fast. It's not got much height onto it. It just
like an arrow.
Just goes like an arrow across the whole half, doesn't even touch the ground, and goes into the top right-hand corner. And it was one of those worldies. It happens because you just don't think about it. If you had thought about it, it wouldn't have gone in.
Yeah,
and he
or
wouldn't
if you
have even
thought,
attempted
let me try
it.
this, I bet. But it's just the circumstances led him to just ping it, run and ping it.
Yeah. Without even thinking. And that almost made me think with a lot of worldies, they happen because you don't even think about it. Because sometimes there's those moments where if you're that far out, you think, should I not? They'll never go.
Well,
in.
you always hear the strikers say, the more time you have to think, the harder it is.
Yeah.
So it's your natural instinct.
Yeah.
And those strikers with, like a Michael Owen, a great natural instinct in the box, Alan Shearer, people like that, they've got a great natural instinct for the goal. So that natural instinct of the ball's there, because you would have looked and seen the keeper, and I'm going to try it. Because as you're running the ball, people see me, they're like, no.
Mate, know what you're doing, man.
And then they watch it, But if that natural sort of, if you don't have it, you never see goals like that, do you? Yeah, great. That's a great shout, Dab. I'm going to look at that goal now. I'm going to look at it. I haven't seen it for such a long time.
And although it's like one goal, and the argument could be, it's only one goal getting into the Hall of Fame. He also still to this day has the most caps internationally for Honduras with 181. And also to add to it, his 18-year-old son is now in Liverpool's academy and is, as of last year, signed his first professional contract. So it's nice seeing that come around as well.
Yeah.
Although he's not a left back, he's a striker.
Yeah, okay. Let's go where the money's at. Unlike that.
Yeah. He's learned scoring goals gets you the cash.
Yeah, good. That's a great shout. He was a good player as well.
Really good player.
I'm sure Wales played Honduras, didn't we? In a friendly, maybe. I think probably. I don't know. Do you know what? COVID is like really messed me up. So I think it's like 3 years ago, and people go, no, it's pre-COVID, and COVID was like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm sure we played.
It does ring a bell.
It might have been under Giggsy's taking control, or just before Giggsy. I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure they came over and we played friendlies. Played a friendly.
If you are listening or watching to this, and you haven't seen Maynor Figueroa's goal.
Yeah, it's special.
You've got to watch it. 12th of December 2009. They're wearing this. It's kind of horrible but amazing JJB kit, and it's just beautiful.
Oh, great shout, Dav. So he's going into the Dav Matheson Hall of Fame.
Dav Matheson Hall of Fame, Maynor Figueroa.
Yes, welcome.
Cool.
Maynor, welcome. Like it, Dav.
Thank you.
It. I don't know where you drag him from, but I suppose that stint in South America.
I just love it.
I prefer that one. I'm still like Fred. I'm not sure about that one.
Fred's a great player. Right.
So that's a wrap then. Are we done?
Unless you want to hear about my stag.
Oh yeah. I believe. Yeah. You're going away. What? Just check this one out. So, what have your boys done for your stag? So.
I'm going on two stags.
Yeah.
This also isn't a reflection on me being like a madman. I'm
do like a drink.
I like having fun.
Yeah.
But I'm not the crazy one of the group. I would say I'm the sensible one.
Okay.
So I'm going on two stags. One is with my old, like really old schoolmates from 4 years old. I don't actually know what we're doing for that one, so I can't give any information on that. However,
but tell me about this one.
This one, which when this recording goes out, I will be in London going to Euston Station.
Yeah.
Because we are doing a stag activity called Soccer Saturday.
Soccer Saturday, okay. And tell the watchers, the listeners, what happens with a Soccer Saturday.
So you go to...
I find this amazing.
You go to London Euston train station because there's two stations next to it.
Yeah.
So it's essentially the most accessible place to get onto a train in the UK. You get Soccer Saturday on, ready for that wonderful 3 p.m. kickoff. You wait, and whoever scores first That's where we're going.
So it could be Shrewsbury, it could be Newcastle, it could be Norwich, it could be Plymouth, it could be Exeter,
it could be Cardiff,
it could be Bournemouth. Oh, could you imagine? Imagine if Newport scored first and you're back home.
If Newport scored, you're coming with me.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to show me round to all the best places.
That's a new one on me. I've never worked out that one before, but
and so far we've missed out on.
Say nobody scores. Say it goes to like half hour or 40 minutes, no one scores.
We just got to still wait there.
Yeah, wait. Okay.
I have to call you up, and you're gonna have to pull some strings and just get some people to score.
Yeah.
So we missed out on Rotherham. We've missed out on Millwall. The one I thank the heavens that we've missed out on. They've been
Careful now, you're going to offend people.
No. This is not offensive at all because of the place. I've been there and I love the place. It's a great place. But Carlisle is so far away.
Carlisle's miles.
So far away. They've struggled for goals this season. Yet,
0-0 the other day. Sparky.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago, they scored in the 5th minute. I was like, oh, that could have been us. Yeah. Sitting there at the train station going, right, we're off to Carlisle, boys.
Yeah, well, Scarborough's nice.
I take Scarborough.
Scunthorpe.
Yeah.
Sheffield.
Scunthorpe would be good. I would like.
If Sheffield comes out, get yourself into Sheffield. Great night out.
I think that would be somewhere I'd like to go. I think Sheffield, Ipswich, Norwich is what I'd like.
Norwich is nice. Never really been to Ipswich. Stayed in Norwich on a pre-season once for, I think it was with Bolton for a week. Nice golf course, lovely hotel, nice place.
Nice.
But I can't give you any advice of where.
Yeah, you can't give it because we don't know where we're going. But I'll let you know as soon as the 3 p.m. kickoff starts. I'll let you know where we go, and what I'll try and do is try and film a bit of it as well.
But Ansley apparently used to be a great night out.
They were a team we've missed out on as well. Okay. They got a recent goal as well, but just my luck.
Bournemouth, decent night out.
That would be fun actually.
Yeah, Brighton, great night out.
So you reckon Bournemouth or Brighton?
Bournemouth, Brighton, yeah, nice night out. Yeah, far. Yeah. Morecambe. Macambi. Yeah, starting to think there's more to this than I thought.
There's 3 leagues to have to count.
Yeah.
Part of me was thinking, could we incorporate the French one as well and then jump?
Wow. So wait there. So it's Premier League, Championship, League One,
League Two.
Oh wow. So any of those Brum teams come out,
we're going there.
We're going there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'll have to let you know how it goes.
No. You must let us know how it goes. I'm just intrigued about. I'm going to be watching Soccer Saturday, going, "Oh my God, he's going to Shrewsbury."